So now we are going to study the operators in Java programming. So now we'll see which operators are used in Java. So in the Java we are using the first is unary operator. Now what is meant by operators and what is meant by operand we will see. For the addition purpose we are writing A plus B. So this plus sign we call it as a operators and this A and B we call it as a operand. Now in this operators we have unary operator. For this unary operator we have postfix and prefix. Now unary operator is also called as increment operator or decrement operator. Okay, so for this postfix and prefix we have expression plus plus or expression minus minus. This means if you are using I plus plus or I minus minus. So this plus plus and minus minus operation we call it as increment operator or you can say postfix. So the meaning is I is equal to I plus 1. This is the meaning of I plus plus. Now for example, suppose my I value is 2. If my I value is 2 and I have written 2 plus plus, this means my value will be now 2 plus 1. So 2 plus 1, it will be 3. So this is the postfix operator. We call it as an incremental operator. Similarly, we have prefix operator. That means plus plus I. So this is the decremental operator, or you can say the uh, this is the prefix or minus minus I. So this is the prefix. Okay, so this is the unary operator. Then the second one we have is arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus operator. So if you are taking any two numbers or any two variables and if we are writing A plus B or you are writing A into B or we are writing A divided by B or you are using A minus B or we want to find out the mod, that is the modulus operator. Okay, so if these are the operators we are using, that is plus, minus, multiplication, division or mod operator, we call it as an arithmetic operator. Okay, then next we have is shift operator. We have shift operator. So shift operator, if we are using a operator shift, now in this case we can shift the numbers. So this is my shift operator. For that we have this and this. Okay, so these are the shift operators. So shift operators mostly it performs the bitwise operators. Okay, so shift operator is also called as bitwise. Shift operator is also called as bitwise operator. Remember this. And this unary operator we called as increment or decrement. Then we have arithmetic and then we have shift operator. Shift operator is nothing but the bitwise operator. So we have left shift or a right shift operator. So here we are going to perform on bits and there will be a bit by bit operation. Then next we have relational operator. Now in the relational operator, for example, if you want to find out the relation or relation operator checks the relation between two operands. For example, if A is greater than B or not, if I want to check that relation, if A is greater than B or not. So this greater than symbol or a greater than operator, we call it as a relational operator. Similarly, we have a less than operator, greater than is equal to operator, less than is equal to operator, and an instance of operator. So what is this instance of? We are going to see it later. So these is the this is the relational operator. Now next we have a bitwise and, bitwise or, bitwise inclusive and exclusive. So there are two types, bitwise and, bitwise exclusive or, and bitwise inclusive or. Now for example, suppose I want to check, suppose I want to check the two conditions. A is greater than B and C is greater than A. If suppose this is condition, then this operator we are using call it as a bitwise AND operator. Then we have bitwise OR operator and inclusive OR and exclusive OR. So while doing the program, we are going to see what is this inclusive. So basically this exclusive OR is an XOR, bitwise XOR. So this is the bitwise XOR operator. So the binary XOR operator copies the bit if it is set in either operand. If bits of both the operands are set, then it will copy 0 into the result. Otherwise, 1 will be copied in the result set. So this is the bitwise XOR, and this inclusive OR is the binary OR operator. So it copies a bit to the result if a bit of either operand is set to 1. So these are the bitwise operators. Next we have logical and logical OR. So logical and a logical OR we use to check a conditions. So if I want to check any conditions or I want to compare the conditions, then we are going to use the logical and logical OR operations. Next we have in the Java programming that is a ternary operator. Okay, so we have a ternary operator. This ternary operator. Now in this ternary operator, we have these two operators. This question mark. What does this mean? So in the Java, if I want to cross check the condition or if I want to apply some logic and I want to test that logic, ternary operator. So this is the operator which is new in this Java programming. So Java ternary operator is the only conditional operator that takes three operands. So if we have three operands, for example, we are using the if then else statement. So instead of that if then else statement, we can use this conditional operator. So like for this if else or if then else, we are using multiple conditions or we are testing multiple conditions. This work can be overcome by this ternary operator. So it will either evaluate true or false. Then last we have a assignment operator. So what is this assignment operator now? So when we are using or assigning some value to a variable, we are using assignment operator. For example, I want to assign a value 10 to a variable a, then I will be writing a is equal to 10. So the data type it will be first, if it is 10 then it is integer form, so int a is equal to 10. So this is equal to operator, we call it as an assignment operator. So similarly, these are the multiple assignments operators we have. Okay, so these are the operators which we are going to study in our Java program. So let's see this operators with the help of coding. Go to the notepad. I am using the same program of Hello. I am making the changes into that program. So now, in what I want to do is I want to write a simple addition program. So to write a simple addition program, first I am taking a variable a. So I've already told you what is the data types and what are the variables. So int is the data type, which type of data we are using, that is a data type. So I'm writing int and a is my variable name. You can give any name. And I'm writing a as 10. Similarly, I am writing int b is equal to let's take 5. Now I want to print it. So how to print it? Same system dot out dot println into bracket. I'm writing the result of addition. So in double quotes, I'm writing addition is equal to. Okay. Now after the double quotes, write plus, or you can simply write a plus b. Okay. Or if you want to store the result in another variable, let's say c. So write here int c. And then if you are writing c, you have to write a logic c is equal to a plus b, and then simply you can write here c. Okay, so plus c you have to write. This plus c append the output to this addition. Okay, so let's say save this. I have saved this. Now I am going to command prompt and compiling this code. Compilation step same, java c hello.java. Now my program is compiled and I am executing as Java hello. Now you will see that my first statement was hello world. It has been printed, and second is addition is equal to 15. So we have done the simple Java program of adding two numbers with the help of operator plus. So see, in this code, the first statement was system.out.println hello world. So you will observe that the hello world is printed. So whatever you are going to write into this statement system.out.println, that is going to print into this statement, going to be into the statement system.out.println, that is going to display onto the command prompt. Now suppose I want the same answer but negate subtraction. So I am taking another variable, or instead of taking another variable, I am simply writing plus in double quotes, write subtraction is equal to, and writing a minus b. Okay, I have not taken another variable to store a result. You can take a variable also. D is equal to a minus b you need to write if you are taking another variable, but also you can write the logic here also. Okay, so I'm just writing a minus b. So save this. Let's run it. So now see, if we have errors, then it will appear here. If you compile this java c hello.java, I have compiled it. So there are some errors in this statement. You need to find out the errors. Yes. See, I have given a bracket to a minus b, and here, if the statement which you don't want to use, then you can comment this statement with the help of this double slash. Okay. So this we call the commenting a line. If the line which you don't want to use in a code, then you can comment that line. So what I have did, I have find the addition, and then for subtraction, I am just writing a minus b into the bracket. So now see, when I compile this, there are no errors. When I run this, see, the output is hello world, addition 15, subtraction is equal to 5. Okay, so this is my output. So if you want this subtraction to the new line, put slash n. Okay, slash n gives you to a new line. Slash t for tab. Okay, so this is the simple demonstration of operators. Now you can do similarly for multiplication, division, and to find the modulus operator. Okay. Let me show you one another example of unary operator. So for the unary operator, I'm just taking one another variable. Let's take z as a variable, and z is equal to 20. Okay, so I have now taken in z as equal to 20. So I want the output by using the unary operator. So in this case, I'm just writing a statement dot.
हॅलो
Yes.
मॅडम ते सेव्ह केल्यानंतर जरा एक्सप्लेन करा की सेव्ह नोटपॅडमध्ये सेव्ह केल्यानंतर
Notepad मध्ये just wait a minute. Now I'm writing system.out.println, and then in that writing z plus plus z plus plus. Now this plus plus is the increment operator. So what it does, we will see. Save this notepad file, go to command prompt. Okay, now see, many students have the query how to run it into the command prompt. So first you have to save it. Okay, save the code. If you are saving it desktop location, that is also fine. If you are making one folder into the desktop and then you are saving your programs in that folder, that is also fine. So save this file, go to command prompt. How to go to command prompt? In search, type cmd. So once you type cmd, there will be the first option, that is command prompt. So click on that command prompt, open the command prompt. In that, you first need to set the path. So how to set the path? See this, write a command set path. Okay, write a command set path is equal to, and give double quotes. Now this path you have to copy. So from where you have to copy this path? Go into your this PC. In that, go to your local disk C. Okay, go to local disk C. Now see, this is my this PC. I am going into the local disk C. In that, go to program files, then go to Java, then go to JDK, then go to bin folder, copy this path. Okay, copy this path and paste here into the set path. This is the path. Now you will observe that you are not into the desktop. Here you will see that you are not in desktop. Okay, so for that purpose, type the command cd desktop. Cd is the change directory. Cd desktop. If you are doing another folder into the desktop, on the desktop, then again give a name as cd, whatever the name you, the folder name you are going. I'm giving the name as Java PRG. Your name will be different. So give the name of that folder where you are going to save your Java programs. And then compile your Java file as java c hello.java. Now I'm repeating again, name of the file should be the name of class name. So here you will observe that my class name is hello. My class name is hello. Same name you have to give name to file hello.java with the extension .java. Then compile your file java c hello.java. So once you compile your file as java c hello.java, there will be a class file created in your folder. Okay. Then to run a file, write java hello. Hello will be the name of class. Okay. So see, I'm compiling my program again java c hello.java. Then I'm run the program java hello. Now you will observe that my output is addition is equal to 15, subtraction 5. Just wait a minute. So instead of this plus plus, I write plus z. We will see what the output of it. See, now it is 21. So it is incrementing our value. Okay. So if you want to decrement it, just write minus minus. So if I'm writing here minus minus, then it is 19. So if I increment, it is 21. If I decrement, it is 19. So this is the simple unary operations. So now let's see logical and bitwise operator. Again, I'm using the same code. So here I'm writing in println in the bracket, writing a is greater than b, sorry, a is less, and just comparing it. Then, so let's see what will be the output. We already got the answer of C. We have A and B variables also. Save this to the command prompt. It is giving the answer as false. Got the answer false. So it will give you the boolean values, that is it will either give you a true or it false. Similarly for OR operator, let's see the example of ternary operator. For the ternary operator, I'm bracket writing A is greater than B, question mark. Else part. Okay, this is the else. So let's save this, the output. Or you can take one another variable also. Take one another int t, and then you can write all this operation in that t. Since it is if condition, then the statement. key here because I have stored the result into this key variable. Saving this the command prompt code. How we are going to ternary operator. So these are the examples operators in Java programming. I hope you all have understood.